There is an island in the Caribbean with a population of 70,000 people. No income tax, no corporate tax, no capital gains tax. And yet, this island is home to more money than most countries on Earth, over $4 trillion in assets, more registered companies than actual citizens, and some of the most powerful corporations in the world officially call it home. The Cayman Islands, 70 square miles of Caribbean coastline, and the financial capital of the planet. In 2009, then-Senator Barack Obama stood up in Congress and pointed to a single address. Ugland House, Georgetown, Grand Cayman. A 5-story office building. Beige walls, glass doors, nothing unremarkable about it from the outside. Obama called it either the largest building in the world or the largest tax scam in the world. The lawyers who run it said, "It's neither, it's just good accounting." Because registered at that one address, in that one ordinary building, are nearly 19,000 companies. Not employees, not offices, companies, 19,000 of them, in a building you could walk past without looking twice. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The lawyers are right. Every single one of them is perfectly legal. So how does the money actually move? For a corporation, the structure looks something like this. A US technology company sells software. That software was technically developed on paper by a subsidiary registered in the Cayman Islands, so the US company pays a licensing fee to use its own product to itself. The profit doesn't sit in America, where it would be taxed at 21%. It flows to the Cayman subsidiary, where the tax rate is 0. The product is the same, the customers are the same, the employees who built it probably work in California or New York, but the profit, legally, officially, lives in the Caribbean. For hedge funds, it's even simpler. A fund registered in the Caymans can accept money from foreign investors and pension funds without triggering US tax law. The fund operates globally. The profits sit offshore. The tax bill, if there is one at all, gets deferred, reduced, or eliminated entirely. No secrecy required, no dark rooms, just a mailing address and a very good lawyer. And the companies using these structures are not obscure. Apple held over $250 billion offshore at its peak, more than the GDP of Portugal, Greece, or New Zealand. At one point, Apple was paying an effective tax rate of less than 1% on its international profits. Google routed billions through a structure that tax lawyers call the double Irish with a Dutch sandwich, a chain of subsidiaries that legally moved profit from high-tax countries in Europe through Ireland, through the Netherlands, and finally to a Cayman holding company. By the time the money settled, the tax bill had almost disappeared. Goldman Sachs operates more than 15 registered entities in the Cayman Islands. So does JP Morgan. So does almost every major hedge fund in the world. None of it is illegal. All of it is deliberate. Here's the part that's hardest to accept. Governments know. They have always known. The Cayman Islands is a British overseas territory. The United Kingdom could change the rules tomorrow if it chose to. The US Congress has held dozens of hearings on offshore tax structures. The OECD has been trying to close these loopholes for 30 years. And yet, here we are. Why? Because the same pension funds, university endowments, and sovereign wealth funds that use Cayman structures to maximize returns are the ones funding retirements, hospitals, and schools. Your pension, possibly your university, the hospital system in your city. The web is tangled in ways that make clean solutions almost impossible without hurting the very people you're trying to protect. And because every government quietly hopes the money stays inside their system, taxed at a slightly lower rate than their neighbors, tax competition isn't a bug in the international financial system. For most governments, it's a deliberate feature. The Cayman Islands didn't create this dynamic. They just found the gap and built an entire economy around it. Something did change in 2021. 136 countries agreed to a global minimum corporate tax rate of 15%, the most significant reform to international tax law in a generation. In theory, the Caymans could no longer offer 0. In practice, the rate is 15% on paper, with enough carve-outs, deductions, exemptions, and transition periods written into the agreement that the effective rate for most multinationals will land considerably lower. The race to the bottom didn't end. It slowed down slightly and put on a suit. Ugland House still stands, still beige, still ordinary looking, still home to 19,000 companies. And the distance between the tax bill of a Fortune 500 corporation and the tax bill of someone earning a salary remains one of the defining economic facts of our time. The Cayman Islands didn't break the global tax system. They just showed everyone exactly where it was already broken.